What is going on, everybody? It's Georgia Bulldog here, and I'm recapping yesterday's South Carolina versus Georgia game at Sanford Stadium. Week 3 of the college football season. Georgia beat South Carolina 24-14. As most of you who watched the game, as you know, it was a bad start on offense for Georgia. It's just a bad start in general for Georgia. The kickoff goes out of bounds, which allows South Carolina to start at the 35-yard line, which then they drive down the field. Spencer Rattler threw a 17-yard touchdown pass to Antoine Wells Jr. He unfortunately got injured in that game and did not return, so I hope he's okay. Then Georgia has a 15-play drive, which leads to a 31-yard field goal by Peyton Woodring. 7-3 South Carolina, then South Carolina punts, Georgia punts, and then South Carolina punts again. But then Georgia's next drive, they go 13 plays down the field, and Peyton Woodring misses a 28-yard field goal. So that was not good. He missed it to the left. Then South Carolina drives down the field 5 plays for a rushing touchdown by Joyner. They go up by 11. Then the end of the half happens. The first half ends by Carson Beck. First half ends with Carson Beck getting sacked. But then Georgia gets the ball to start the second half, and they go down the field. Dejon Edwards ran 7 yards for a touchdown, which got Georgia within 4. South Carolina has a 3-and-out, and then Georgia drives down the field. Dylan Bell, 3-yard rushing touchdown to give Georgia the lead. South Carolina punts. Georgia unfortunately misses a field goal on their next drive. Second missed field goal of the day by Peyton Woodring. This time it was a 43-yarder. South Carolina punts again. Georgia drives down the field, and Cash Jones runs it in for a 13-yard rushing touchdown. South Carolina then turns the ball over on downs. Georgia punts. South Carolina gets intercepted by Dan Jackson. Georgia punts, and then South Carolina gets picked off again by Tyke Smith to seal the game for Georgia. And the Georgia Bulldogs defeat the South Carolina Gamecocks 24-14 at Sanford Stadium. 11-point halftime deficit. Georgia was able to bounce back from it, so that was a good job. Hey, let's look at our game leaders here. So, for passing yards, Spencer Rattler for South Carolina went 22 for 42, throwing for 256 yards, throwing 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. And for Georgia, Carson Beck goes 27 for 35, throwing for 269 yards. For rushing yards for South Carolina, it was actually Spencer Rattler. He had 8 carries for 35 yards. For Georgia, it was Dejon Edwards, who had 20 carries for 118 yards and 1 touchdown. For receiving yards for South Carolina, it was Omega Blake, who had 5 receptions for 86 yards. And for Georgia, it was Marcus Rosemy Jack Saint, who had 6 receptions for 71 yards. So, overall, again, I was expecting Georgia to have a better first quarter, which they obviously did not, and they had a putrid first half. I'm just watching the Patriots game, but overall, it was a great second half by Georgia. So I just hope next week against UAB at home again. Georgia's at home, 4 straight home games, man. That's crazy. Let's just see what Georgia can do this time against another cupcake opponent. See if they can have a better first quarter and just a better first half in general. Because I'm getting a little tired. Because it's kind of worrying me for like our other games. I know everybody's saying, "Oh, we got an easy schedule." I know, but listen, I don't care. I don't classify any game as an easy game. Playing in a college football game is not easy. Doesn't matter if you're playing like one of the worst teams in college football. Doesn't matter. It's not easy, okay? It's not gonna be easy. They'll give you their best game. That's just how it works. Now, for someone like Georgia, they should just take care of that opponent. But to me, no game in college football is easy. I don't ever think of any game I just don't think of any game, any sports match or game as an easy game. Like it's like if the best if the best team in the NFL plays the worst team in the NFL, I don't call it an easy game. I don't call it that. So, yeah, that's just that's my mindset for every game. So that's how Georgia should really approach every game. No game is going to be easy. But anyway, Georgia's now 3-0 on the season, and they play UAB next week at home. It's a night game at Sanford Stadium, so that'll be fun. But I will see you guys later, and go Dogs.